When some people get into positions of power, they go absolutely cray-cray.
Let's talk about that. Good mythical morning.
You've heard the saying that power corrupts and absolute power
corrupts absolutely.
in unison.
I've heard that.
But I would like to add an addendum to that.
Oh,
that
addendum.
absolute power makes people go absolutely crazy.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. There's a phenomenon that when people reach a certain level of power, maybe absolute power, they start to go totally nuts and their behavior just goes totally bizarre. And this is the kind of crazy that we are very much interested in. So we have done some
Yes.
historical research.
Oh, historical research.
And now we are going to present to you rulers behaving bizarrely.
Okay, let's start with Justin the second. Apparently, there was another Justin before him.
This Justin.
But you know what? Not concerned about him. I had a friend named Justin as a child.
Yep.
This is not him. This
He
is
was
a guy
an interesting
who
dude.
ruled the Byzantine Empire from 565 to 576.
Good for him. Not too long.
He's an odd bird. He had, and things got a little bit squirrely towards the end of his reign, to the point that he began to be wheeled around the palace on a throne on wheels.
Okay.
So at some point he was
That's
just like, this is
actually
convenient.
cool.
Well, why have a throne room when you can just have a throne on the move?
A throne car.
And, but that's kind of cool. But this next part is not.
All right.
Because he would bite servants on the head as he was rolled around on his mobile throne. Bite people on the head.
I would assume that
Probably people pushing him.
with a certain level of power, you can get any food you want,
Yeah.
including
Including
the heads
servants.
of your servants.
And it isn't just that he bit them, but a legend arose that he actually ate 2 of them,
Oh, entirely.
that he devoured. I guess he started from the throne on the head and then he worked his way down.
See, it smacks as legend just because I prove that just by my conjecture of, you can eat anything you want. Why would you eat servants? See, it sounded like I was saying he was eating the servants, and then that's how legends get started, right? All he did was bite their head.
But it's not as fun
it was
unless it's
probably
true.
Normal.
It's not fun unless it's true.
I'm
He ate people.
just saying it could be
people.
normal
It's
that
a
he was
historical
biting them on the
fact.
head.
We did research.
Maybe that was just how he doled out discipline. Just gave a little bite, and so he'll eat a full servant if you don't mind him.
A full servant? Is that a play on words?
All right, I got one. My namesake, Charles the Sixth. That's a V and an I. I had to actually write sixth in my notes here because I get confused with Roman numerals. Of France. 1380 to 1422 is when this guy was the leader. He was known as Charles the Well-Loved, but then in his older years, he became known as Charles the Mad. So you tell me if the shift in moniker is justified. 1, he refused to bathe.
Yeah, some people have skin conditions.
Doesn't necessarily make you mad.
Right.
We have proven that it's good for you not to bathe.
Right.
We've talked about that.
Smells good.
2, he would run through the castle pretending to be a wolf.
Okay.
He would howl at his servants. He wouldn't bite him on the head. Maybe he would, but he would pretend to be a wolf.
My child does that.
Is this getting a little bit more?
It's a little bizarre for a grown man.
And finally, he would go ballistic when people tried to touch him because he was convinced that he was made of glass. Made of glass.
That's a problem.
The glass wolf. Like that's a good name for like
I
a
like that.
Minecraft account. Like, oh, here comes the glass wolf. He's in here. You
Playing
know,
Minecraft again?
a little bit.
A little bit on the side. They call me the glass wolf.
Yeah, I just gave it away. Look for me
Look
on
look up the
on the
glass wolf
Minecraft
on
servers.
Minecraft.
The glass wolf.
How about Vlad the Impaler?
How about him?
This guy was the prince of Wallachia, which is modern day Romania, from 1456 to 1462. Now, first of all, a hint. He's called Vlad the Impaler. He doesn't put things in pails. he puts people on sticks.
Ooh.
That was what he was known for. This guy was so
While
crazy
living.
that Bram Stoker, who wrote Dracula, based his character Dracula on him because Vlad was also known as Vlad of Dracula because that was like it was a basically that was where he's from. Anyway, this guy is famous for being one of the most tyrannical leaders in the history of the world. He basically took delight in mistreating people in horrific ways. He was known for, first of all, impaling people while they were alive. Yes, sometimes more than one person together at the same time on the same stick. Torturing, burning, skinning, roasting, and boiling people.
They call him Shishka Vlad the Impaler.
Feeding people the flesh of their friends or relatives.
Oh, Vlad, come on, Vlad.
Cutting off limbs, skinning the feet of thieves, and then putting salt on them, and then letting goats lick off the salt. He got very creative. It was like a guy just sitting in his room trying to figure out ways to make people's lives, the end of their lives, horrible.
Dang.
He killed 40,000 people during his reign, or just between 1448 and 1476. And for me, this is one of the reasons I'm glad that we have elected representatiors.
Yeah, man, for real.
Don't feel like Vlad the Impaler. I don't think I'm the Impaler would be a great campaign slogan.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't fit on a bumper sticker.
Yep. Well,
Too many
probably could fit on a bumper
A
sticker.
long one?
But
Okay, a normal one.
yeah.
Maybe it is a good idea. Let me bring the mood up a little bit. Joanna of Castile, AKA Joanna the Mad. She's the Queen of Castile, which is in northwest Spain, if you didn't know. 1504 to 1555, she was in leadership. She was in an arranged marriage with, I got another nickname here, Philip the Handsome of Austria. Now, she actually fell madly in love with the guy, but that's not crazy. It's not mad to fall madly in love with someone, especially if their name is got the handsome in it.
Right, it's kind of asking for it.
But then he dies.
Oh, that's a problem.
Typhoid fever, 1506. That's when things start to get a little crazy. Once he was buried in his tomb, Joanna had the tomb reopened.
Yeah, as you do.
Several times.
Okay.
She made a habit of this. Why? So she could stare at his decaying face.
Nice. He was handsome even as he was decaying.
She would kiss and caress his corpse.
Yep.
And then when she was
flaked off a little.
She was forced to leave because the plague came to town. Boop, doop, doop, doop. She had to open that tomb one more time and get one last look at him to make sure he was still in there.
But she didn't take him with her.
There was really an attachment thing going on here. Didn't take him.
And that's as crazy as it got?
Woo.
Well, how about Maria Eleonora? She's the queen consort of Sweden from 1620 to 1632. Basically the same deal here.
Okay. Obsessed with a dead man?
Yes, but before that, she was unable to produce a son. Instead had a daughter, and she really, really wanted a son. The king, her husband, didn't really care that it was a daughter, but she disliked the fact that it was a girl so badly that she had multiple times tried to kill the baby by pushing it down the stairs or accidentally dropping it.
Oh.
And then eventually the king himself is killed in battle. The baby's 2 years old. So what she does is she grieves in a very similar way. She kept instead of putting him in a tomb and opening it up, she just kept him above ground for 18 months and periodically touched the body. That was how she spent time with her decaying husband. And she also made this poor daughter sleep underneath a casket that had the heart of the dead husband in it.
Wow.
Don't do that to your kids.
Don't do that to your kids.
Don't do the whole heart and the casket thing to your kids. Don't do that.
All right, this guy has nothing to do with kids. So
Okay, good.
I'm gonna try to bring it up again.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to. Ibrahim the Mad, Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, 1640 to 48. 8 years is only how long he was in, because he went mad. He was obsessed with a few things.
Okay.
First thing was very large women. I'm just saying.
Okay.
He had
So it makes a lot.
He had his agents track down the largest women they could find and add them to his harem. But at one point he had 280 of them drowned in the ocean when he heard that they had been compromised by another man. So that was his first obsession, very large women. His second obsession was perfume. Now, you like to put some of that stuff in your beard, like beard oil stuff.
Bombs and oils.
He would drench his beard, his clothes,
I'm all about this.
Wall hangings, like everything around him in ambergrease.
Oh yeah, ambergrease. Never heard of it.
It is a solid, waxy, flammable substance of a blackish color produced in the digestive system of a sperm whale.
Oh.
Sounds like it smells great, doesn't it? Let me rub some of that on my beard.
Can I get this on Amazon Prime?
The digestive juices of a sperm whale. Yeah, Amazon Prime that stuff.
A drone
man.
just flies it right to my beard.
As if I needed to tell you, it officially has a, quote, fishy and fecal odor.
Yeah, fishy and fecal, my two favorite smells.
That does become earthy and like a rubbing alcohol scent over time. So
Fishy fecal from
he
Hugo
rubbed
Boss.
this stuff all over himself, and then, brought in the large women, and then he would, if that's not bad enough,
You gotta like a man who has distinct taste.
he would regularly feed coins to fish in the palace pool.
yeah.
Like, that's when it really gets crazy.
They're eating them, why not?
Yeah, money grabbing fish, man.
Okay.
That's just cruel.
Again, I think the lesson learned here is that it's good to be able to vote for the people that are in leadership.
Yeah,
But it's fun to talk about the ones who weren't voted in.
Thanks for liking and commenting on this video and for voting for us.
You know what time it is?
Hey, my name is Ariana from Toronto, Ontario, and it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
We have been nominated for 3 Webby Awards, and you can help us win. We need you to vote to help us win the People's Voice Award. Those links are in the description, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in Good Mythical More.
3 different links. Click through to Good Mythical More. We talk about the secret personal life of Hitler. He had some problems.
Unisong about turtles. Hey there, buddy. You are a turtle, and that's why I love turtles. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
You're a turtle, and that's why I love turtles?
Right. You are the reason I love turtles, Turtle.
Got it. So apparently Hitler farted quite a bit.
just need-
Farted right out of his mouth, and all of his thoughts were farts, but he also farted right out of his butt on a regular basis.
Such a
Basically, it's constantly
Such a welcome
emitting
target.
farts.